You guys made it possible in 2016 because you guys had Donald J. Trump's back. Now, we need you to get back out there and have his back for another 4 more years. 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more
On est dans le nord-est des États-Unis, une région industrielle en déclin.
We've had about 40 years of suffering here, and we need to stop.
C'est la région qui a donné la victoire à Trump en 2016 parce qu'une grande partie de la classe ouvrière qui votait traditionnellement démocrate est passée dans le camp républicain.
We've been Democrat for 40, 50 years, and we've still lost jobs. So, what do we have to lose?
On a voulu savoir comment Trump a réussi à séduire ses cols bleus et si c'est encore la lune de miel.
Everything's coming back, it is. He hasn't saved coal per se, but he's helped keep jobs in America. If anything else, that would be enough to make me vote for him.
The fact that he's grabbing women by the hooch and he's having affairs and he's banging porn stars, they didn't care about that. Okay, it's like a shitty friend, but the friend at least knows you're hurting.
As weird as that may sound, the smell of a steel mill and the sirens from the cranes, the whistle blowing, the smell and the sound of security. You're paying your bills, you're putting food on the table, your kids got new shoes. It's what we thought the American dream was.
À l'image de sa région en Ohio, Scott a l'acier dans le sang. Il nous amène voir l'acierie où sa mère a longtemps travaillé, avant que l'industrie s'écroule vers 1980.
I would come down here and I would see her at lunchtime and whatnot, and we would sit on the outside of the building, and some of the guys would sit there and laugh and joke with me. So of course, when I got older, I wanted to be just like them.
Et c'est ce qui est arrivé. Scott s'est fait embaucher dans une autre acierie et il a pu bien faire vivre sa famille jusqu'à ce que son usine ferme en 2000.
We were working 7 days a week at that time, 12 hours a day, and we went from that to nothing. Because they moved it to another area. And it was cheaper for them to operate. And they didn't give two shits about what we thought.
C'est seulement après l'élection de Trump que Scott s'est finalement retrouvé un emploi dans une acierie. Entre-temps, il a nettoyé des gouttières. Encore aujourd'hui, sa blessure reste vive.
I can't tell you the amount of times that we barely make it. Barely. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us. And it's paycheck to paycheck.
Those jobs, they're all coming back. Coming back.
Trump a promis des emplois à la région. Et c'est ce qui a convaincu des travailleurs comme Scott de changer de camp politique.
Trump's managed to do that. He's managed to bring back manufacturing jobs right here in America.
Même s'il n'y a pas eu de grande renaissance de l'industrie manufacturière depuis l'élection de Trump, c'est vrai que le nombre d'emplois dans ce secteur a augmenté avant la pandémie. Mais ça n'a pas beaucoup profité aux États de la région où on se trouve, qu'on surnomme la Rust Belt, la ceinture de rouille. L'Ohio, par exemple, n'a gagné que 13 000 des 475 000 emplois manufacturiers qui se sont créés au pays en 3 ans. Et depuis la COVID-19, tous les nouveaux emplois ont été perdus, et plus encore. Mais ça ne décourage pas les supporters de Trump pour autant.
He understands how business is ran, and I knew that it'd make a difference in America. That's why I decided to vote for him. I think he's done a fabulous job.
Or get that one right there.
$26. This one says LGBT, Liberty, Guns, Beer, Trump.
How much?
He's helping the working class people. He's trying to get better jobs. He's trying to get businesses back from other countries. And that's good. I mean, why should we have businesses over in China when we should have them over here?
Les gens ici aiment les attaques de Trump contre le libre-échange. Sa guerre commerciale avec la Chine, sa renégociation de l'accord de libre-échange avec le Canada et le Mexique, tout ça fait des heureux.
Today we're finally ending the NAFTA nightmare.
Parce que dans cette partie du pays, le libre-échange a fait très mal à l'industrie manufacturière.
We're going to defend our workers and finally put America first.
Et la pandémie, presque personne n'en parle.
You decide whether you want to wear a mask or not. We believe in freedom, so it's up to you.
Okay.
Thank you for calling our GOP headquarters. How may I help you?
Depuis quelques mois, Cher a mis sa carrière d'agente immobilière sur la glace pour faire du bénévolat pour Trump.
You can't get good volunteer free help these days. Yes, you can. Here I am.
Elle a honte d'avoir déjà voté démocrate.
I talked to my husband and said, nothing is more important than getting President Trump elected other than God and family.
Cher ne s'inquiète pas de la COVID-19. Ce qui fait peur à beaucoup de supporters de Trump, ce n'est pas le virus qui a fait plus de 200 000 morts aux États-Unis.
See, that's what it's all about, guys. Stand up against the radical left.
Ce qui leur fait peur, c'est que la gauche radicale prenne le pouvoir si Joe Biden gagne.
I was a Democrat all my life. I worked for the Kennedys. Then, just like they said, they left us. They, you know, my God, they're so socialist. It's scary.
What are you afraid of?
I'm just afraid that they're going to give everything free. You know, my wife and I, we stayed home and paid our kids college. We call it the American dream, you know, do better for your kids. Oh, now they want to give it away free? I don't think so. I just don't think so. Hey, you want to take a picture of me and...
Yep. Here, we can cross now. As far as the eye could see, there were steel mills. And now look, nothing.
Pour cet ancien président du Parti démocrate dans le comté de Mahoning, en Ohio, la défaite d'Hillary Clinton en 2016 n'était pas une surprise.
But when Hillary Clinton stood on a stage and said, I'm going to put a lot of coal miners out of work, blue-collar workers heard, you don't respect people that work with their hands. You know, that used to be the backbone of the Democratic Party, people that want to sling bricks and dig ditches and run backhoes.
How do you explain that the blue-collar workers turned their back on the Democrats to vote for Trump?
President Trump was prescient in seeing that the stagnation of wages angered people, and he gave a face to it. It's those immigrants. It's those trade deals. It's this, it's that. It's not you. And so that's the first time they're kind of hearing someone acknowledging that they were screwed.
Trump renegotiated NAFTA. That was something people wanted here.
Yeah. Imagine having a very big steak and you've eaten a couple bites of it.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And he got to say it. It's really not that much difference. No jobs are going to come back boring into here in Canada. When he says, I built the best economy ever in the history of the United States, that's not a true fact.
De l'autre côté, il sait que les démocrates ont parfois été plus que maladroits en s'adressant à l'électorat ouvrier, surtout sur les questions environnementales.
We're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business.
Give me a break. Anybody who can throw coal into a furnace can learn how to program, for God's sake.
Girls, you want to kick soccer ball?
Yeah! Gotcha!
Pour John, qui travaille dans une mine de charbon de la Pennsylvanie depuis 10 ans, ces propos-là sont un manque de respect envers les travailleurs comme lui.
Coal miners used to be all Democrat, and they've switched to Republican because of things like that. The guys have been doing this for 30 years. They don't want to learn to code. They want to mine coal. They take a lot of pride in it.
Lui-même a voté pour Obama à l'époque où il était enseignant d'histoire dans une école secondaire. Quand son poste a été supprimé, il a changé de carrière et de parti.
I probably tripled my income. Yeah. I thought I was going to be a teacher the rest of my life. You know, it's kind of changed my attitude about a lot of things.
What is the main reason you support Trump?
Because he supports American jobs and blue collar and manufacturing jobs and keeping jobs in America. Because when you have the other side saying that they're going to shut down coal, these are people's lives that they're talking about. People like me with my kids and, I mean, you know, putting all these environmental regulations and all these things, it hurts a lot of families. And we're not against solar or wind. We just want a stake in the energy.
Mm-hmm. You want your job?
Yeah, we want our jobs. We want to be able to do what we do.
We're going to get those mines open. We're going to put the miners back to work.
Si on oublie l'impact de la pandémie, Trump a mis un frein aux pertes d'emplois dans le secteur du charbon, mais il n'a pas relancé l'industrie.
It's not what Trump promises.
Even if he didn't bring them back as much as he said he was going to, he was still so you felt like you were being supported.
He gave hope.
He gave hope. Yes, he gave hope to a lot of people.
L'espoir de Scott, lui, s'étiole. Même s'il a un bon emploi, il en veut à Trump de ne pas avoir sauvé un des plus gros employeurs de sa région.
This is sad that the entire plant has closed.
4500 personnes travaillaient ici. L'usine du fabricant automobile GM a fermé en 2019.
These jobs were over $30 an hour. It was something that you can raise a family on and feel like you're worth something. When Mr. Trump took office, there was only one shift left, and he had promised us that he's going to save that plant, and please don't sell your houses, don't leave the area.
We believed him, and he fell through on that promise.
Depuis, un fabricant de camions électriques s'y est installé avec beaucoup de promesses, mais pour l'instant, une petite fraction du nombre d'emplois et de moins bons salaires.
We still continue to struggle, and yet Trump tweets about this like he's reinventing the wheel.
Scott sait bien qu'il n'y a pas de réponse simple aux problèmes économiques de sa région.
I don't have those answers. And as President of the United States, he should. And if you don't, then don't tell us you do. If you're going to do something, damn it, you do it. And he ain't done shit. Not a damn thing.
Malgré sa colère, Scott ne sait toujours pas pour qui il va voter. Il est divisé, comme son pays.